shortly we will go over to Bishrelt Metel. Well, Ektor will be in the backcourt along with Azai. Those two have been very monumental so far with Batsarig, Nassam Bat, and Lakvayag. Now the problem here for Bishrelt Metel, they only have two natural centers. And both of them, well actually one of them fouled out yesterday because Evangelos Tsepelis knows the challenge ahead. But knowing his drive, his passion as a head coach, especially working with the great Vasilisa Queen, Ike of Greek basketball, he's going to make sure his team, they battle to the very end. Well, again, a big shout out and a huge bayaklar, a thank you, as they would say in Mongolian. The Mongolian Federation, what magnificent steps they've taken forward in the game of basketball. Unfortunately, Mongolia didn't qualify for the 2025 FIBA Asia Cup, but now they will have a chance to have one of their best teams. Their domestic league is known simply as the league. You may be aware of seeing it on social media due to the likes of DeMarcus Cousins, but if you look at some of the key players in Mongolian basketball that are featured for the national team, it's no surprise to see Mongolian basketball on the rise. We're live here in Ulaanbaatar at the UG Arena, a magnificent venue, and a big thank you yet again to everybody at Bishrelt Metel and the Broncos for hosting such a magnificent fifth and final window here in BCL Asia East. Well, we're now just under 2.5 away from tip-off. I guess the key thing tonight for Metel is just controlling and containing the tempo of this game. Taoyuan like to play a very fast pace. They're very clinical in transition. The thing about Taoyuan is defensively, as a collective unit, they do such a good job of shutting teams down, whether they go into a man matchup or any form of a zone defense. And then when they come up with a loose ball, they're out in the runs. Well, Metel coming out now with their starting five. They've got to give their fans something to believe here this evening. Remember, a do-or-die game for Bishrelt Metel. Well, Julian Boyd, of course, having played professional basketball in Iceland before coming out to Chinese Taipei, and a huge fan favorite within the Plus League. Well, they are down 2-1 in the finals, but the good thing for them, they know that on the horizon could very well be the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. And remember, that competition will take place between the 9th and the 15th of June. A venue is still yet to be decided. Well, the teams are now ready. We're going to get this one away. It's going to be Julian Boyd jumping this one along with Lakvayag, number 24 for Metel. Just waiting for the final seconds to count down. Live here at the UG Arena in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. The only victory Bishrelt Metel got was in the opening window back in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Well, a victory last night against Ennis Matrix Tears would have made things slightly easier, because now they go up against the top team here in Group A, the only undefeated team in Group A. Well, fans watching this game live on FIBA's YouTube platform, this magnificent competition historically in 1981 was known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. And after Alvak Tokyo won the final FIBA Asia Champions Cup in 2019, we took a bit of a break, but now we're back. We're bigger, we're better. We are the #1 Asian competition, and we are the BCL Asia. Tonight, it's BCL Asia East, the final window. Taoyuan getting the first possession. Chun trying to run things here in the backcourt. You know Taoyuan want to get out to a flying start, and that's why they're known as the Pilots. Lim penetrates baseline. Finding Chun on the cut. But now Boyd, a gamble on defense by Metel, but it's an unforced turnover by the Pilots. Well, Metel's energy defensively, we have seen it. They know how to switch, rotate, and close out. But tonight they need to play with brains and not too much physicality. They don't want to get into foul trouble. As now Isaiah kicks this one out. Nice little spin out bump. Mid-range shot goes in. That's not going to count. Mattel could probably make things easier for themselves if they can contest for offensive boards. That's always going to be a tough task against Julian Boyd. Boyd now fires a three. An offensive rebound for the Pilots. And second chance points falling in the hands of Taoyuan's number 10, Lin Sue. Well, Mattel's got to get into their sets a lot quicker. Up against the number 1 defensive team here in Group A. Mid-range goes up and beautifully iced away. Well, Sukbat Batsarig. Because he made the opening three for them against the NS Matrix Deers. Well, they come up with a steal. Mattel now can take the lead. Batsarig trying to turn up the gears. Sebelis wants to get them into a half-court set with a bull screen. Batsarig now looking for an ISO. Another penetration goes to the bucket. Bit of contact, but wow, good move, but he's got to finish that one. Goes out of bounds. Pilots will retain this. Well, the Mattel fans have been brilliant, just like the Broncos fans. If you ever are in Mongolia, I'll tell you what, an immaculate, beautiful country. Ulaanbaatar, excuse me, magnificent capital. Patient passing for the Pilots. Well, it's going to be a foul. So 2 free throws coming up for Taoyuan. Aggressive penetration by number 2, Chun Yujue. I think he tried to go for a Euro step in. But the key thing there is the contact that he initiates with Engtur Zurik Batar. Chun Yujue only averaging 2.4 points per game, and Coach Caminos giving him a starting chance this evening. Because he has been a key figure for them in every game he's played so far, but not necessarily. I mean this respectfully. He's very much an intangible backcourt player. Because the absence of Lu Chunxiang, their top backcourt player, does mean the key players tonight need to step up. Nice pass, it goes in, finishes! Well, that is a BEA beautiful build-up. Well, neatly tucked away by Lakbayag. Lin penetrates, goes in, fouls called. Well, wedgie time. Jishima. Wobujadao. Oh, we've seen a few of those in BCL history. Well, yeah, Jundaba. Well, free throws coming up here for Pilots. Currently the charity stripe, Lin Sue. Well, Lin Sue, again, another key intangible player. Hasn't been the most productive in terms of points, but has played minimal minutes in the opening games. Unable to hit the second free throw. Both teams locked in at 2 apiece. But Mattel have committed 2 team fouls already. Keeping out of foul trouble is going to be key here for Bishrelt Mattel. Now trying to go for an isolation. Nice kick out. Lakbayag, 15-foot. That's a good look for him, but he's got to make those. And just too casual and careless. Well, a 2-on-1 goes to the mid-range. That's a wasted opportunity for Mattel. But here comes Boyd. Almost turning it over again. Pilots in no need to rush anything. But they'll go for 3 in the corner. That's a little too short. Well, the home crowd, as well as the Broncos fans who have decided to stay here at the UG Arena, applauding and trying to give their team any form of inspiration tonight. A do-or-die game. 3 goes up, and Zugir, baby. And that's going to keep the medal in the game tonight as Nasambat buries the first 3 for Mattel. Taoyuan cannot afford to be too casual. They may be undefeated, but they're up against a team whose backs are up against the wall. Chun can tie it up. 3's no good. Mattel comes up with it. Now looking to push, but a foul is going to be committed by Lin Sue. And that's only the first team foul tonight here against Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. Mattel looking to extend. Another mid-range goes up. But Taoyuan, well, now picking up their 13th foul. And here's where Mettel's got to be smarter. If you're not going to get the offensive board, you cannot afford to pick up these kinds of fouls. The depth tonight for Mettel, nowhere near as deep as it should be. But playing with intelligence is going to have to be the key thing. Well, Mettel's final game will be against the mighty Peje Pelita. Good defense. And now they come up with it, but they turn it right back over. And now Boyd. Well, Taoyuan fighting for offensive boards. No foul called. Still no foul. But finally, the foul is given. Well, you can hear the boos from the passionate Mongolian fans tonight here in the UG Arena, but I'll tell you what, there's the first try, no good. Potentially could have been a foul called there, but I would say that was a good no call, but yeah, actually the fourth attempt. Well, Taoyuan need to anticipate they're going to be going to the free throw line a lot tonight, especially if they're going to be getting a lot of looks inside the paints. Here's where they got to make it count. Chum makes both of them. Well, Lin, excuse me, getting his first 2 points. Mettel still lead by 1. That's a nice penetration. They throw it right away. And now Taoyuan have numbers. Well, he had Julian Boyd. Boyd comes in for the follow-up, gets a rebound, and another and 1. Well, I guess you could call Julian Boyd the insurance policy, because a 3-on-1, you'd expect an alley-oop, especially right there with the big man. That's where Mettel's going to struggle. You've got to keep Taoyuan away from second chance points. Well, he's come a long way in his career. The early days of playing in the Icelandic Basketball League, a very, progressive league within the international world of hoops. But Boyd fails to convert the three-point play. Mettel looking to regain the lead. Oh, man, that is from the line. It's a long 2. Oh, they're on target, but he's on it. Here we go. Here we go. And boom, baby! Julian Boyd. You knew it was coming. Sheshe ni DD, said the big brother Gaga. Well, an excellent transition by the Pilots. Mettel go for a 3. Still unable to come up with an offensive rebound. Well, Dieng just come into the game. Boyd down the middle. Another foul's called and went in with the circus shot in the end. Well, that's now team fouls. There you go again. Jayo Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. 1 on, baby. What a finish. Well, it will be Lin going to the charity stripe. Substitution coming into the game for Mettel, so subbing in Erdene Toktok. Well, the free throw struggle still persists early on for Taoyuan. They only lead by 3 points. 4:25 to go here in the first quarter. Second one, no good. Excellent work by Dugar Erdene Sembayad, securing the rebound. That's got to be a mission tonight here for Bishrelt Mettel, keeping Taoyuan off the second chances. Well, that time he can tie the game up with this 3. Well, he gets them on target, but those are good looks. And it gets rejected. Zugir, baby. What a block. Well, that is defending the paint. Now makes a penetration. No foul called. Mettel get an offensive board. Pulling up baseline and finally cutting it down to a 1-point deficit. The Sambat, the man who made the one and only 3 in this game so far for Mettel. But look how quickly Taoyuan Pauian Pilots just get it inbound and go coast to coast. Batsarik now looking to go down low. Finds the big man. Twisting. Wow, tough one. Well, Jang looked like it was good defense, but let's have a look at the replay. That's a solid post move. Same Bayard, but oh yeah, that's a good call. That is an excellent decision by the referee. Because you can see there was a follow through. Well, Batkuyaga Zaya going to the bench, getting a bigger round of applause from the home fans. Well, Dugara Dene sent Bayard the free throw line. Because he's not the most prolific scorer for Bishrelt Metel. That opening game against the Matrix, he only played 4 minutes. Because he's had to play more extensive minutes for Metel as he makes the second one. Back to a 2-point lead to Taoyuan. .320 to go here in the first quarter. Final game for Taoyuan in BCL Asia East. Finds Jang. Oh my lord. Big man. Well, that was the easiest press break I've ever seen in the history of Basketball Champions League. And that goes across 3 continents. Four-point lead currently to Taoyuan. Trying to go for another 3. This one's up. Can't finish. Jang with the rebound. And as mentioned, Taoyuan don't need to turn up the gears. They can play to their level, their tempo. And another unnecessary foul committed. Well, that's on Batser. It's only his first personal. So that's not too much of a concern for him. Well, Boyd's going to go to the bench. He'll take a breather. So checking into the game for the first time, Jared Jones has been one of their key go-to players here in BCL Asia East. Well, change now is Batsarig. He'll go to the bench. He'll take a breather. So we have Zurig Batar playing in the backcourt along with Bayan Batar Ayunzul. Well, Taoyuan at the moment, 4 out of 9 for the free throw line. That's not quite a stat you'd be accustomed to then. As Chun Li Sheng at the free throw line. Second one good. Five-point lead to Pilots. A team who indeed have booked their tickets to the Final Four. And a venue for that is yet to be decided. 29th of May to the 1st of June to find out which 2 teams are going. Well, the bullet pass committed by Zurig Batar. Right idea, but unfortunately, Erdene Toktok. That's a tough one for sure. But again, good build-up. Jones getting a handoff. Now Jang. Well, getting rejected. Second block here in the first quarter for Bishrelt Metel. As Payao Chung. Not a bad move, but you can see Metel playing and fighting for their existence here at BCL Asia East. Get out of here. 5 on the shot clock. Jang's got to make something happen. Has to go up for a Hail Mary 3. Well, now we're under 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Metel's got to build the consistency and rhythm in their offense. Another 3 goes flying, it's up and buries this one. Second 3 in the first quarter for Bishrelt Metel, but here comes Taoyuan. Quan now penetrates, Quan goes in, misses the open layup, but Jang with the follow-up. And this is gonna be the area of strength for the Pilots. Well, they'll go for another 3 run and gun. But that time only Erdene Toktok going in for the offensive rebound. Quan pump fakes, bit of time, kicks out. Pilots open 3, can't get it. But Coach Camino supporting his players, getting the high percentage look from the corner. Well, smooth passing coming from Metel, but they've got to build something. And again, unfortunately, turn it over. Well, Chun Wide open layup, and now he's going to make this a 6-point lead. Well, the good thing with that quick 2 points, potentially that could be a 2-for-1 for Pilots. Well, Mattel go for another 3. Good look. The defense went under the screen, but you've got to convert them if you want to win tonight. Pilots penetrate, but they turn it over. Now Mattel have numbers. Nice transition, but they get it. Wow. I think there was a bit of suspicion that may have just hit the rim at the wrong angle. And that cuts it back down to 2 possessions. Now Pilots, final shot. Payao Chung trying to find some separation. Oh, they turn it over. Now Mattel, got to shoot it. There it is. Almost got it. Well, that indeed is the end of the first quarter. Taoyuan Pauian Pilots lead by 4 points. Bishrelt Mattel fighting for their existence to remain in BCL Asia East. Well, we will return in just under 2 minutes for the second quarter. Back everybody, live here in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia at the UG Arena for the 5th and final window of BCL Asia East. The journey in which we'll see 2 teams out of our 8 participants qualify for FIBA's Basketball Champions League Asia, which will take place between the 9th and the 15th of June. A venue yet to be decided. Well, Mattel did get the final bucket of the first quarter, still down by 4. Nice penetration, tries to hang in there. But Taoyuan's defense proving tough to break down. Payao Chung. Penetrates down the middle, finds Jones wide open for 3. But unable to convert. Still Mattel, trying to battle. Now they had an open 3, didn't go for it. Well, here we go, nice kick out. Well, 2 times they had 2 opportunities, golden opportunities as well, and a nice build-up, but what's the saying? You won't win the raffle if you don't buy a ticket. You've got to take a 3, especially from a penetration and a kick out. Those are high percentage looks. Chung Lin now having to help out to bring the ball up. Pilots still lead by 4. Quan finds Jones. Didn't make his last 3 at this time. Neatly tucks it away. Well, he's known to make the Sanfun show. Well, this team historically, as we've seen in the 5 windows, I mean, they are the Sanfun show team. They knock 3-pointers down. Nice little penetration, a beautiful finish. Subat Batsarig. Well, no, my apologies. Indeed, that play was made by Oyunzo, keeping that a 5-point deficit. Quan Kicks out to Payao Chung. Time winding down. Quick ball screen come for Jones. Quite a hard screen. Bit of contact, no foul called. Mattel's defense. That's what they need to play consistently tonight. But they turn it back over. Payao Chung now comes up with it. Finds Jones. Jones caught a double team, but that's going to be a foul on the ground. Well, that's the first team foul here in the second quarter. Well, Sukbat Batsarig checking back in the game, does have 2 points. Of course, is one of their key players in that defeat against Ennis Matrix Deers yesterday. Jones wants a lob. Now in the paint, got it by Sain Bayard. Pulls up from 15. Can't get it. Well, Sain Bayard is so imperative. They've got to keep him along with Lakvayag, their other center. Because Bishrelt Mattel don't quite have the size. Trying to go for mid-range. Sain Bayard with the tip in. Second chance points. First time tonight for Bishrelt Mattel. And every bucket counts at this point. Jones on the perimeter. Got it by Sain Bayard. It's good defense by Mattel. But Jones wants to ISO. Nice dish off, goes in, but this is where Taoyuan just punish you. Because you've got to give credit to Lin Tzu-Wei. Identifying Jones is under pressure. And it's a simple cut to the basket because the help side defense overcommits. Well, Mattel have Lakvayag, Oyunsu, Batsarig. Oh, excuse me, no, Batsarig, Sain Bayard, and Lakvayag all with 2 fouls each. Of course, it was both Lakvayag and Sain Bayard picking up 4 personal fouls in the first half. Is another missed free throw for the Pilots. And now 5 out of 12. Second one good. Well, you see Zarig Bakhtar go to the bench along with Oyunsu, who's been probably their most productive backcourt player. Batsarig now in the backcourt. Mattel down by 4. Also, Egtog checking the game. Another 3. Well, it's a good look by Sain Bayard. Doesn't want to pick up a 3rd foul. Now Boyd goes in. Simply just too much to handle. Well, he wasn't going to be stopped in transition, that's for sure. Well, Batsarig, nice penetration again. That's what they need from him. Somebody to just attack the paint and slash at the bucket. 4 points tonight for Sukbat Batsarig. Boyd's made 1 3. Left wide open. Can't get it. Sain Bayard with a rebound. A chance for Mattel to cut it down to a 1-possession deficit. Well, almost come up with an interception. Another penetration. Hangs. No foul called. And that was a golden opportunity for Mattel. Payao Chung. 1 more pass. 3 in the corners up. That's not a bad offense. It's an open 3 in transition. And that's how Taoyuan like to play, whether it's here in BCL Asia East or in the Plus League. Well, Payao Chung's going to get called for the foul. That's only his first personal. Well, Chun Li Shung coming back into the game. Payao Chung's going to take a breather. And I like this from Coach Yogi Kamenos. Because understanding that they are in the Plus League Finals, but also the amount of games. You know, you got to give credit to all the teams here in BCL Asia East. It's a magnificent competition, and all the best teams come to play. And they do a great job of working around domestic and continental basketball. 3 here in the corner, it's up. Another good look, but Mattel get an offensive board. There's a penetration, goes in, and it gets you 1. Well, Badkuyaga Zaya going to the free throw line. Very different from the game against Ennis Matrix Diaz, and he switches hands midair. Chance now to cut it down to a 1-point deficit. Isaiah's first field goal. Because this season here in BCL Asia East, averaging 7.5 points per game. Because last time they played against Taoyuan, it was a heavy defeat, but he did have 12 points in that game. Well, I'm not quite sure what happened here. Traveling violation may be called against Julian Boyd. Taoyuan only lead by 1 with 5:34 to go here in the second quarter. Remember, Metel must win. If they don't win tonight, it's over for them. It would mean both Taoyuan and Pelita Jaya would be going to the Final Four of BCL Asia East. Pelita Jaya still final game Metel will have to play here in this window. Well, good defense by Boyd. Quick three in the corner, and again, sinks it! And the Mongolian basketball fans here at the UG Arena in Ulaanbaatar, they are loving what they're seeing. Chung goes baseline. Nice cut by Lin Chung, and another and one. Well, he may have just taken quite a shot there to the, well, I don't know if it's his knee or if it's his chest, but that is going to be foul number 3 against. Yeah, it's on Lakvayag. Well, chance now to give Taoyuan the lead, but this is a worrying sign. Because we don't like to see any of our key players injured whatsoever. The health and safety of everybody here in BCL Asia East is the #1 priority. Well, hopefully he's okay. Chang's going to come back into the lineup. So his first order of business is going to have to be to take this and 1 free throw. Because Chang does have 4 points already this evening. He gets the free throw, the drop, just gets the shooter's roll. 1 point lead to Taoyuan. But Metel is showing spirit. Well, they'll go for another 3. 3 is up, no good. Fighting for offensive boards. Lakvayag comes up with it. Isaiah got it by Chun. Tries to deny the screen, step back, goes for another 3. Well, that looked good. But good defense by Taoyuan. Well, another wide open uncontested layup. There's a pump fake. And I don't think Lakvayag should be going for blocks, especially when he's got his 3rd foul. But great transition by Taoyuan. Well, another turnover. Pilots come up with it. Oh, nice no-look pass. Oh, my goodness. Big-time throwdown. Well, Chang just went in. 7 points, excuse me. Well, you knew he was wide open. And a great no-look dime. 5-point lead. Trying to go up off the dribble. Mid-range is up. These are good looks. But Taoyuan, very tough to break down defensively. Coach Sepelis instructing his players to get back on defense. Well, Lakvayag has 3 fouls. Boyd wants to take him on. Boyd goes in, misses from point-blank range. Over 3 minutes left. Good defense by Lin. Another kick out, another 3 in the corner, it's up, and again, this team inspiring this home crowd in this do-or-die game. A huge 3 by Sukbat Batsarig. He's got 7 points tonight, leading Metel. Ten here on the shot clock for the Pilots. only leading by 2. There's a penetration. Well, finds Boyd, and again, another beautiful dime. Well, again, Chun Yu-Jue has vision left, right, and center, just finding Julian Boyd on the baseline. Well, St. Bayard. Well, actually, it was not St. Bayard, it was Lakbag. Here we go again. Goes up and finishes. Wow. Not quite as they say in Taipei, the Kong Jong Jie Li. But that will count. He connected. He made it. 6-point lead yet again for Taoyuan. Heavy bull screen. Lakbag coming up for another bull screen. Nice penetration. Another kick out. Another 3 in the corner. But I've got no problems with that offense. It's just simply better defense. Whenever you get wide open looks. There's now Boyd here from the mid-range. Again, just smooth, sweet like street music. And the biggest lead for Taoyuan, the #1 team in the Plus League. A timeout call by Tsepelis. Metel must win tonight. We'll be back in just under 1 minute.
Guys, now, one more time. We play +3. I draw one more time. Dribble handoff here. After of this situation, okay? The 4 is here. Now we start. This guy go inside here. This guy make fake move and go to make stagger for this guy. The same time that this guy has all this area. Let's go.
Welcome back, everybody, live here in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, the 5th and final window of BCL Asia East. Taoyuan Pauian pilots still undefeated in Group A, while Bishrelt Metel, as mentioned already in this game, the victory is just so imperative. It's a must-win tonight here for the home team, but they're down by 8 points. That's a recall on the screen, but a foul is going to be called against Lin. And that's the 4th and final team foul against Taoyuan here in the second quarter. I like the curl screen. Just trying to find their top scorer, Batsarig, who's been their best 3-point shooter tonight, open on the perimeter. Isaiah back into the game. Isaiah, a bit of time and space, will fire a 3, cut it down to 5. Another good look. And you can't fault. Well, they thought about going for the alley-oop, but St. Bayard just getting back in time. Boyd unable to get the 3. Metel come up with it. Well, Batsarig was wide open. Tsepelis saying, calm it down. Let's get something in the half court. Well, St. Bayard doesn't take many threes. Just a little too short. Good job not picking up a foul there, because that would have been foul number 3 for him. Taoyuan goes quickly. A potential 2-for-1 is on the table. 5 here on the shot clock. Chun. He's got to think about shooting it. They get the shot up in time. 3 is up, no good. But Taoyuan will get it back. Well, this is something Metel did a much better job of here in the second quarter, was preventing Taoyuan from getting relentless amount of offensive rebounds and thus second chance points. And that might be one of the key moments here in the second quarter where they've let themselves down. Well, Jan gets his pocket picked. Now Numbers here. Got to finish this one. But they missed the layup in transition. 5 seconds difference. Batsarig now. Little Euro step. Goes in, but he can't finish. Well, Boyd. Well, again, good recovery. Well, what should have been a 6-point deficit remains an 8-point lead to the Pilots. 5 seconds left here for Taoyuan Pauian Pilots, because they'll be more comfortable going into the halftime break with a double-digit cushion. Chun Yu-Jue gets it inbound. There's a kick out. Boyd, last 3 goes up. Jag tip-in, no good, and that is the end of the first half. Taoyuan Pauian Pilots leading 38-30 against Bishrelt Metal, live here at Ulaanbaatar's Yuji Arena in the beautiful country of Mongolia. BCL Asia East, final window, and still here in Group A. One more team will be booking their tickets to the Final Four. Question is, will it be Metal or will it be Pelita Jaya? Well, we're going to take a break. Halftime, we'll be back in under 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere too soon, as we'll be back momentarily. fifth and final window of the Basketball Champions League Asia East journey until the final tournaments. Well, the final tournament of the BCL Asia will take place between the 9th and the 15th of June. Champions of Japan's B-League, Korea's KBL, China's CBA, Philippines PBA, and the two very best teams from the FIBA Vassal. Well, BCL Asia now in its second season, a competition historically known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup that did commence in 1981, which saw the former Baiyi Rockets, a team historically known for developing one of the greatest players in Chinese history, Wang Zhizhi, a former NBA player who played in the Dallas Mavericks and Chinese national team player. But as of 2019, Alvok Tokyo, Japan's B-League, the final team in Asia to lift the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. And after a short break, it's back, it's better, it's bigger. BCL Asia, the #1 Asian basketball competition on the continent. Tonight, the journey continues. Taoyuan Pauian pilots lead 38-30 against the joint host team, Bishrelt Metel, here in Mongolia. And if you know anything about tonight, Metel must win. They've got to win tonight, and then they've got to beat Pelita Jaya and win that head-to-head to ensure that they have a chance of going to BCL Asia East Final Four. Well, the one area of inspiration tonight for Metel indeed has been better three-point shooting. They made 4 3-point field goals here in the first half. They weren't as good in the opening game of this window against Ennis Matrix Deers. But again, the old saying, the cliche, all you need in life is one chance. And that chance is tonight here in Ulaanbaatar. Of course, the Metel fans have been terrific, and even their rivals, the Broncos. Many Broncos fans have stuck around after seeing their team remain undefeated here in BCL Asia East, with a very big victory against the new Taipei Kings. Well, to all of our viewers watching back in Taoyuan, Taipei, Taichung, Kaohsiung, anywhere in that beautiful country, Soba, Jiao, Taoyuan, leading by 8. Boyd going for first three in the corner now, giving them an 11-point lead. Second three of the night for Julian Boyd, 15 points in total. Well, he is the game's leading scorer and the only player in double figures tonight. Metel now looking to come back in it. That's their 18th three-point attempt. Transition, not going for the alley-oop and extending their lead to 13. But that's one thing Taoyuan's been #1 here in BCL Asia East, the transition, but the ability to convert turnovers and miss shots into fast break points. Well, they're going to be heavy favorites, along with Broncos and new Taipei Kings, to maybe get us a nice little jump shot there, beautifully tucked away by Batsarig. 9 points for him tonight. Well, Metel's got to be disciplined on defense. Boyd down the middle, another kick out. Wide open three in the corner. Sanfun Cho, baby! Taoyuan continuing to pile on the pressure. Well, would you believe that's only their third three-point field goal tonight? A team as good as Taoyuan. Batsarig now trying to work around a few screens. Well, he's calling. He's arguing there was a foul. He may have a case, but you know what? I'd say this is a good no call because he's got to keep this under control. Well, tough one. But he's got to learn to keep that under control because if he goes in for the layup, potentially that's an M1. And now Jones will fire a three, and now they come out like a house on fire. Three, well, Sanga, Sanfun Cho here in the third quarter for the Pilots. Biggest lead of the game, 17-point lead to the Pilots. Another turnover. Taoyuan looking to push. One more three in the corner, takes it. And again, Jiao Sanfun Cho. Simply, Pilots flying all over the court. A 20-point lead. They led by 10 points at the end of the first half, and now they are simply cooking. Tamen Taituafan. Timeout call by Evangelos Zeppelys. We will be back momentarily.
We start to play now by yourself. We don't play nothing. We play one time, fifth side, we found something. We play fifth move, right, good screens, pass the ball. This screen, go aggressive to the basket, stay here, pass the ball here. Let's play, guys, let's play. Hey, no, we have 0.
Welcome back, everybody. Timeout called by Evangelos Sepelis. It was a 3 by Jared Jones, and already 4 Sanford Chos. Suga Sanford Chos, 4 3-pointers. Pilots at the moment, the 3-pointers flying in, left, right, and center. Well, what kind of inspiration can Metzel build from this timeout? Down by 20. There's a pump fake. Splits the defense, and a foul has been given. That's a much better play. I mean, it's a pump fake when Julian Boyd tries to go for the closeout. And this is something Bishrelt Metzel did a very good job of in the first half. Attacking the gaps, making the defense shift. Another good look from the inbound, but it's not going to go in. Boyd looking to push. Boyd off a quick screen, another kick out, good passing. Still time here. Foul's going to be given. Well, the foul's going to be called against Erdene Toktok. That's his second personal foul. But again, very patient offense. They try to get into a quick press breaker. Then got a post entry and a kick out, but you got to love and appreciate the way Taoyuan share the basketball. Well, good defense. And here's where Metzel's got to go quick. But they don't get the numbers ahead. There's a kick out. Good look. Wide open. High percentage. But again, you can't fold that offense. Foul is going to be called. Well, this one is on the Sambat. That's his first personal foul. One positive note tonight from Bishrelt Metzel. Apart from Lakvayag, who does have 3 fouls, he's on the bench. You know, the defensive discipline has been much better because against NS Matrix Deers, they were picking up too many unnecessary lazy fouls in the first half. Jones looking for a 5th 3. Not going to go. Offensive rebound from the Pilots. Seal off from Julian Boyd. Simply too unstoppable. Well, the double team's got to come quicker. 22-point lead currently to the Pilots. Remember, still battling in the finals. Another turnover. Well, here we go. It's about to be a 24-point lead. And here's where Metzel, they've got to fight through the adversity. If you're going to turn it over, you got to make every effort to get back on defense. Isaiah picks up his dribble. Static offense here from Metzel. That's not a bad penetration, and that's a tough move. Well, Isaiah's got 8 points tonight. Still Metzel, not a single player in double figures. Gamble defensively. Jones in the corner, pump fakes. Finds Boyd, goes in, unable to get the and one, but he will go to the free throw line. Foul caught against number 0, Erdene Toktok. That might be his 4th personal foul, actually. I'm not sure. Well, I think it might be his 3rd personal foul, but it is also the 3rd team foul. Metzel with only 1 to give away here in the 3rd quarter. Well, if you do get a chance, make sure you tune into the Plus League Finals. Taoyuan took a 1-0 lead, but now down 2-1 against Linjia's Taipei Fubon Braves. Of course, Plus League, just like TPBL, 2 fantastic professional basketball leagues within Chinese Taipei. A country just who are absolutely obsessed and have a great passion and appetite for the game of basketball. Isaiah, out of control, turns it over, throws this one away. And now Pilots looking to turn the gears up. Nice passing around the paints. Finds Jones. That's good defense by Metzel. Can they hold on for 10 more seconds? Goes in, but the penetration simply undeniable. Oh, great drive to the bucket by Chun Li Sheng. Well, he's got 8 points this evening. Sub coming into the game for Metzel, so coming back into the lineup is Yunsul. Yunsul only with 1 field goal, so checking out of the game is Azaya. Azaya and Batsarik leading scores tonight here for Bishrelt Metzel, combined total of 17 points between them. This is better now for Metzel. Under pressure from the mid-range, but again, just doesn't get it to drop. Well, Jones under pressure. Oh, felt like a foul should have been called. To apologize to Chun as Jones fires a 3. Big rebound in the end by Batsarik. Now turning up the gears. Foul committed in the end by Chun. This is how Metzel, when your backs are up against the wall, and you really have to play for pride. Just go as quick as you can whenever you come up with a defensive rebound or you force Taoyuan into a turnover. Well, Hamdi Mustafa Jang, 7 points tonight with 5 rebounds. Subbing back in as Julian Boyd will take a breather. Nice penetration, avoids the block, but back iron. And here come the Pilots. Leading by 26. This has been a huge turnaround here. These two teams quite level after the first quarter. Boyd pump fakes, goes behind the back. Another kick out, well no. This time goes for it, 5-3. And great work by Erdene Tuk, keeping Andy Jang off the offensive rebound. And the home crowd applauding that defensive possession from Metzel. Metzel going to dribble, drive, kick out. Few handoffs. 6 now on the shot clock. Oyunsul spinning around, under pressure, goes in, but nothing building. Probably they could benefit from a few more ball screens in their offense. Well, trying to find Jang, but another turnover here. Taoyuan Sensi with that 26-point lead and already booking their tickets to the Final Four. Would be no surprise to see them take their foot off the pedal. Another 3 goes flying, another miss for Metzel. I don't know what's more disappointing. Zarig Batar didn't make any effort to sprint back on defense. Well, the Taoyuan has now committed a 2nd consecutive turnover, but a timeout is going to be called by Evangelos Sepelis. His team right now in desperation mode. A loss tonight would mean they have no chance of qualifying for BCL Asia East Final Four. We'll be back in just under 60 seconds.
What we say about the threes? You are alone. You are alone. Yeah. You are alone. Okay, stay. Let's go, guys. Now it's time. Pass the ball. Screen opposite. X. No X. Pass the ball here. When you pass the ball for this side or for this side, you make one screen and cut.
Welcome back, everybody. Live here in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. 3:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. Taoyuan Pauian Pilots, one of the best teams in the Chinese Taipei Plus League, leading here extensively. 3 goes up, and that gets the crowd back into the game. Huge 3. Aintog getting his first field goal. Metzel come up with a steal. fakes the behind the back pass, goes out of bounds, and Metzel will get it back. And that's all these fans want, is to see a bit of fight, a bit of passion. If they're gonna go down, they've got to give it everything. Well, great defensive work by Zurich Batar. Metzel's got to get it inbound. Another kick out. Double crossover, pulls up for 15, but just too strong on that one. Payao Chung just subbing back in the game from the timeout. Trying to go to Jones. Double team comes over. Jank goes in, doesn't throw it down, but finishes with ease. 9 points tonight for Jank. 1 point, 3 rebounds away from a potential double-double for him. His opening debut, a debutant tonight here in BCL Asia East. As now we hit the 2-minute mark. Final seconds. Foul's gonna be given now. Question is, it's on the ground. And that's the 4th and final team foul against Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. Well, quite a hard foul there by Kwan. Well, change coming in. Zurich Batar, Yunzul, will head out as Isaiah comes back in. Because second leading scorer right behind Batsarig. Oh, again, just rolls out. Goes the inbound play executed as Jang now gets a seal-off. Well, I thought there was a foul from behind, but nothing called. And Metzel now looking to run. Makes the penetration. One more pass, open three. This is a good offense. But no problems, they fight for a second chance. Well, the home crowd applauding this. They see the effort. That's all they want from their home team. Jared Jones subbing out of the game. Lin Chung and Julian Boyd coming back into the lineup. Another three from Metzel. This goes up. It's second one here in the third quarter. Well, now Isaiah, the first player for Bishrelt Metzel to get into double figures. He has 11 points tonight. Nice screen set by Boyd. Metzel come up with it. Well, they should go quickly. Isaiah now got it here by Lin Chung. Goes in for a second shot and somehow gets it. And a 5-0 run from Bishrelt Metzel. Well, they were down by 25. They've cut it down to a 20-point deficit. But you're not going to find any panic here from the Pilots. They've been the best team in Group A, and there's a reason for this. This time the foul has been given. It's going to be called against Erdene Toktok. Now this will be his 4th personal foul. So I wonder if Saint Bayard or Black Bayard is going to come back in, but I maybe think Coach Sepelis will just leave Erdene Toktok in because he doesn't want both Sam Bayard or Lakvayag to pick up another foul. Lakvayag does have indeed 3 fouls. Boyd on the baseline. Goes in for the mid-range. Jang with the follow-up. Oh, I missed it, but the tip back. Well, how do you box him out? Final shot here for Metzel. They want to go for the final shot. They don't want to get Pilots to have one more opportunity. Well, they'll go for a third three. This one's up, and that will count. Well, Isaiah right now, 16 points. Payao Chung going coast to coast, unable to finish, and we'll head into the final 10 with Taoyuan Pauian Pilots leading by 19. Well, they're led by as many as 26, and we will return in just under 2 minutes. Hello and welcome back. We're live here in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia at the UG Arena. Bishrelt Metzel fighting for the final 10 minutes. That could be the only 10 minutes that will mean anything to them here in BCL Asia East. A loss tonight would indeed see both Pelita Jaya and Taoyuan Pauian pilots head to the Final Four of this magnificent journey in which two teams will book their tickets to the 2025 FIBA BCL Asia. Well, Zaya goes in while Ken made a good move, but was unable to make it. Pai Chung leading the brigade here for the pilots. Lead by 19. Quan almost turned it over. Now has an open three. Boyd unable to keep it inbound. Oh, Metzel got to go quick. Zaya lead the way for them with 16 points. And actually second leading scorer tonight, right behind Julian Boyd, who has 19. All right idea, but again, turnovers, a foul is going to be committed by Isaiah. That's his second personal tonight. Pilots looking to go back up by plus 20. Wide open layup, no rotation, no help side defense. And the unrestricted zone was completely left vacant. And that was a great penetration by Quan. Well, it's going to be another turnover. Metzel trying to keep it alive. Here we go. Lin Chen goes in, too strong, but the follow-up yet again. Well, Amdi Jang is going to be missed his second shots points. 23-point cushion now to Taoyuan. Because I'll tell you one thing I'm looking forward to is watching the Plus League Finals. Can they come back from the 2-1 deficit against Lin Chichie's Taipei Fubon Braves as Nasabat now with 7 points. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Well, Lin Chen going in, little fang roll, finishing with a baby scoop hook. He has 6 points tonight. You like to see the big man go to the perimeter and just draw the defense to a closeout, which he's able to go by. Part of his game we haven't seen too much so far here in BCL Asia East. Well, 60 points. Was on target but unable to finish. Lin Chen wide open. Uncontested three is up, too short. Well, good hustle in the end by Entog, but it will remain Taoyuan ball with 7-13. And another change coming in for the pilots. Well, Chun Li Sheng, 8 points, is going to come back into the lineup. Pai Chung is going to take a breather. Well, interesting, Pai Chung is one of their top players. Tonight he hasn't scored a single field goal, but it doesn't make any difference as they do lead extensively by 23. Now he does only average just under 5 here in the BCL Asia East. Lin Chung misses last 3. Not going to miss this one. Sanford Cho, baby. 26-point cushion here to the pilots. Well, Entzog made the kick out. Bit of contact initiated, no good. The Pilots come back up, and it's going to be a foul against Angsok. So Pilots will get this in their own half. Well, Andy Jang is going to leave the game. He's had a great game tonight in his debut performance. Finishes with a double-double, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 1 steal. Because he has just been absolutely relentless, fighting for those offensive boards. As Boyd trying to keep this one under control. Boyd also needs 1 rebound for a double-double. Quan 3, wide open. Can't get it. Mettel have numbers. Only had the 3, pulling up from mid-range. Shot is up, no good. Same by our offensive board. Nice penetration and 18 points for Isaiah. Well, if he gets another field goal before Julian Boyd, he will become the game's leading scorer. Another turnover by the Pilots. Mettel want to run. No foul called. Left wide open, finds another 3. It's up, and the home crowd continue to just simply show their love, their passion. Well, a huge 3 by Nasabat, becoming the second Mettel player to get into double figures. Foul has been committed. 5:34 to go here in the 4th quarter. Undefeated Taoyuan Pauian Pilots may just indeed finish the group stage of BCL Asia East undefeated. Sideline ball to the Pilots. Again, very dominant, especially here in the 3rd quarter. Lin Chung comes up with a ball screen. Quan for another 3. And one more time, San Fern Cho, baby. Taoyuan Pauian Pilots making it rain here in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. 24-point lead. Almost halfway played here in the 3rd quarter. Foul is going to be committed by Chun Li Sheng. And that's going to be a 2nd personal foul tonight. When we talk about the amount of 3-pointers the San Fern Cho's made by Taoyuan, not necessarily their best shooting night. I mean, they've made 7 out of 25, but specifically here in the 2nd half, they've had better looks, especially in the 3rd quarter, coming out hitting 4 big threes. Well, Mongolia's national team players in the building tonight. Second free throw converted. Still a 23-point lead to the Pilots. Mettel going into a 2-3 zone. Nice patient passing. Chun had the San Fern Cho. Now Lin Chung kicks out. Quan, no-look dime. And that's going to be on the ground. Or is that the 15th foul? I think it's team foul number 4. And Jared Jones just say it to the referee. Hey, I wasn't passing, I was shooting. Well, further changes coming in for Mettel as Erdene Himmeg coming into the game for the first time. Pilots lead by 23. Lin Chung going down to Double J. Well, it's going to be a turnover, and that will be a 24-second violation. Well, no, they come up with it. Mettel go quickly. A foul's committed. So Isaiah's going to the free throw line. Now, if he makes both these free throws, he will indeed become the game's leading scorer tonight. Again, welcome everybody watching live on FIBA's international YouTube platform. If you are watching, please hit that like button. Subscribe to FIBA on YouTube. And if you love BCL Asia, the #1 basketball competition here in Asia, make sure you follow BCL Asia on social media, Instagram, X, and Facebook. Remember, this magnificent tournament was created in 1981, the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. First won by the Bai Rockets of China. And after 2019, when Alvak Tokyo won the final FIBA Asia Champions Cup, we're back, we're better, we're bigger. We are the BCL Asia, the FIBA BCL Asia. Because I tell you, last summer, we saw Wael Arakchi, Kareem Zainun, Hai Gyokchan, Thom Maker lift the first ever BCL Asia Championship. Of course, they won it in Dubai, defeating Shabab Al Ahly from United Arab Emirates. And even now in FIBA Vassal, Final 8 is underway. Riyadi Yakbiri, that's what they say in the beautiful west of Asia. They're looking to get back and defend their championship. And let me tell you something. 2 teams from BCL Asia East will be joining the 2 best from FIBA Vassal. And we get to see the champions of the B-League, China's CBA, Korea's KBL, and of course, the historic Philippines PBA. As I said, we're number 1. We're the best competition. It's called the FIBA BCL Asia, the Basketball Champions League Asia. And Taoyuan Pauian Pilots, well, they could be heavy favorites. Remember, New Taipei Kings, Broncos. And by the way this game is looking, it looks like the BCL Asia East Final Four will also see Pelita Jaya. That's unfortunately another turnover here for Bishrelt Metal. And that's turnover number 13, down by 25. Now we're under 4 minutes. Jones thought about going for the 3. This time he'll go for it. Unable to hit the San Francisco. For Mattel, these final 3 minutes, 38 seconds, they've got to be about pride. These fans have come here, supported them. But again, he's cooking. 21 points. Isaiah now is officially the game's leading scorer. Jones goes into traffic. Wow. Jump ball's gonna be called. Well, Jones will argue he got fouled. And he may have a case, but you could also argue it's a good no call. There's now Julian Boyd coming back into the lineup. Remember, he has 19 points. He was their leading scorer, well, the lead scorer in the game, but that's taken away by Isaiah. Well, Jones missing. Mattel will just keep on fighting. Well, another open look at the corner. The 3 is up. That's not going to go. The rebound secured in the end by Lin. Boyd goes in. Well, he'll go to the free throw line. And the chance to become the joint leading scorer along with Isaiah in this game. The foul is on Saint Bayard. Well, he won't be doing that. He missed the first free throw. Well, I had a conversation with Julian Boyd before the game, and let me tell you something, just a team-first player. He knows what he has to do, but, you know, he's not concerned really about how many points he gets. It's about getting this team to Asia's best basketball competition, the BCL Asia. Well, good defense coming over the steal, and Chun Yu Jue is going to finish this one. And it's back to a 24-point lead to Taoyuan. Well, he's got 10 points tonight. Well, excuse me, no. Oh, geez, that's Chun Li Sheng, but Chun Yu Jue now with 5 points. And another steal. Well, Chun Yu Jue becoming the Gary Payton of the Plus League. The glove. Well, how do you say glove in Chinese? That's his new Mingzi, Tada Mingzi, the Gary Payton of the Plus League. Well, Metzel get another 3. It's up, no good. It looks like a push in the back is going to be called against Julian Boyd. That's only Taoyuan's 3rd team foul. Well, you can see with the left arm, good call by the official. Well, this team, they've gone down with pride tonight. It's as simple as that. There's now Engtasog coming back into the lineup. Final 2 minutes, but remember, Mattel will have one final game, and that will be against the defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League, Pelita Jaya. Just unfortunately, that game will have no relevance. Saint Bayard trying to go for the tip-in, but that's not going to finish. Finds Jones, goes in. Well, Jones wanted to dunk it, but in the end finishes. And indeed, it does become a 28-point cushion to Taoyuan. Well, Taoyuan's been terrific. The opening game may have sparked a bit of fear going into that thrilling double OT game against Ennis Matrix Deers. But if it's one thing you've got to credit Taoyuan, they've adapted to the level of competition. And could they qualify to get to BCL Asia, remember, between the 9th and the 15th of June? And if they make it, well, they'll go up against the champions of the very best domestic league. Oh, Shotao. Xie for the Pengyo. For the Zhongwen Buffet Tonghao. Well, Guy Shui Zhongwen. Free throws coming up here. Erdene Tok at the free throw line. Hasn't had any points tonight, so a chance for him to get some stats up. Second free throw good, but unfortunately, it's all a consolation now for Bishrelt Mattel. Well, this team definitely battled in the first quarter. They kept it very close. But when you're up against undefeated Taoyuan Pauian pilots, maybe we'll be champions in the Plus League. Jones for three. Not going to go. And you've got to credit the Mongolian fans. Of course, continue to cheer for their team tonight. Taoyuan comes up with it. We got to get the ball over the halfway line. Jones in the corner. Three is contested. Wow. Rimming in and out. I think his response tells you everything. Boy, he's a terrific player, Jared Jones. Another kick out now. May have got a fingertip, but the three is good. Erdene Tok. 5 points, all coming here in the fourth quarter. Well, the sign of respect there from Taoyuan. They weren't going to shoot the ball. And that's professionalism there from Chun Yu-Jue, because he could have easily reacted. I don't think he was trying to shoot. Even though there were 4 seconds difference between game and shot clock, you can see I think they gave up. But Bishrelt Mattel, it's just for them, it's the nature to keep on playing. Well, Chun Yu-Jue makes the first free throw. Now 8 points. Because Taoyuan tonight, 3 players in double figures. Lin Su-Wei with 13, along with Amdi Jiang, who did finish with a double-double. But I got to tell you, the player of the game will indeed be Julian Boyd. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. So when the game is done, I'll be heading courtside to meet with the player of the game, Julian Boyd. Ni hao, Jerry Lai. Ni hao ma wo de Pengyo. Jones unable to finish. Well, there's the double-double. Julian Boyd becomes the second Taoyuan Pauian Pilots player to finish with a double-double. And he could become the game's joint leading scorer along with Azai if he makes both these free throws. Well, as I mentioned, he will be the player of the game. 12.1 left. Will he become the game's joint leading scorer? Not going to happen. Now misses last 3 free throws, but it doesn't matter. Team first player. Well, Taoyuan fans watching live, we are going to see you at the BCL Asia East Final Four. Where it's going to be, I don't know at the moment. A venue yet to be decided. Well, 4 consecutive missed free throws. I think Boyd tells you everything there. Well, Zaya going in, and now 23 points. But the victory will be going to Taoyuan. Well, Mattel still in it. It's all over. Congratulations. Taoyuan Pauian Pilots remain undefeated. Jayo. Well, I'm heading courtside And I'm going to meet with the player of the game. Double-double tonight from Julian Boyd. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, and indeed 2 steals. Well, give me a couple of minutes. I'm headed down to meet with him.
Now with the player of the game, Julian Boyd, double-double tonight, 19 points, 10 rebounds. You remain undefeated, and now a Final Four in BCL Asia East. What does it mean to you and your teammates?
I mean, it's definitely big to be able to, make that Final Four, which is big. Regardless what league, what we're in, we're always trying to, win. We're always trying to be the best in it. So be able to go undefeated in our group here is good, and time to get back home and focus on the finals in P League now.
No, the opponent tonight, Bishrelt Metal, they competed in the first half. What can you say about them? It's probably not going to go to the BCL Asia East Final Four, but the resilience was good in the first half.
No, I mean, they're amazing to be able to play with no imports, none of their guys really, and they come out there playing super hard. I mean, that's something you always want to see with a team. You want to be a part of a team like that, guys that come out and fight regardless of what the circumstances is. So they came out, they played super hard, made it tough in the first. We pulled away a little in the second, but they still always kept it going, resilient, and never it didn't give up. It kept working.
One thing that makes you a very good team defensively, collectively as a unit, you guys are one of the best here in BCL Asia East. Is that going to be a key thing for you in the Final Four?
Definitely. Defense is big for us. We got a lot of guys who take pride in deep defense. We're able to switch a lot because a lot of guys are able to guard multiple positions, which is good. So that's one thing we say, if they don't score, they can't win. So the better defense we play, the least points we keep them to, the better chance we have to win the game.
Finally, of course, magnificent arena. The Mongolian fans were great tonight. What can you say about the support from the home team's fans?
No, it was amazing. Like I said, this arena, I really love this arena, the way it's designed, the way the fans were in here. They were cheering, they were loud. So, it's obviously a great place to be, great place for basketball because the fans are very into it, and they definitely cheer, and they come out to support the games as I see, which is good.
JB, thank you so much. Very good job tonight, and we'll see you in the Final Four.
Appreciate it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the post-game press conference for the Basketball Champions League Asia East game between Team Bishrelt and Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. Team Taoyuan Pauian Pilots beat Team Bishrelt 85-63. And we now have with us the coach, Irgi Caminos, and the player, Julian Anthony Boyd. Coach, can you please give us your comment about the game?
Happy for the win. For us, this game on the middle of the FIBA finals was not easy, especially giving minutes to some players that during some days they didn't play, even we didn't have time to practice being involved in the finals. Happy on the way that they play. At the beginning, they didn't have a good rhythm, but I think that the second half, most of them, they feel like better. Important to finish their group stage with another win, 6-0, and right now nothing more because we need to back to be focused on the FIBA finals, and we are going to have time to be focused on the final four.
Okay. Boyd, can you also give us your comment about the game?
Like Coach said, it's good to be able to go undefeated in our group. Whatever league or place we're playing in, we're always trying to do the best to be first. So it's nice to lock that up with an undefeated record. Good to come out here and play now. Like Coach said, focus on going back home and focusing on the league finals, and then get ready for BCL Top 4 also.
Okay. I now have a question for the coach. Tonight's win have helped to finalize the BCL Asia East Final Four picture. How crucial is it to finally have a complete cast of the semifinals as you and the team prepare for it?
I mean, of course, it's important to know against who are going to play, but till this end of the month, we are going to have time to really focus on it. Um, Is something new for us play this competition? I know that we are going to play against a team that we know each other good, but also on their roster they are having problems to complete the roster because they are playing also the local league. So not easy for us to know a little bit or to figure out how are going to be these new Taipei Kings comparing with the new Taipei Kings that we know from them before. And it's hard. I know that talking about BCL right now is important for all of you, but right now for us, finishing the group states, our net goal is try to come back on the P-League finals. We are 1-2 down, and the main goal is try to be champion there.
Okay, I now have a question for Boyd. The Final Four consists of your team, New Taipei Kings, Palita Jaya, and the Broncos. As you watch those games through this tournament, how do you like your chances against against those three teams?
We have a good team here. There's 5 good guys who know how to win and guys who believe that we can win regardless of who it is we're playing against. And I think regardless of what team it is, we always have a great chance to win. Those are 3 good teams, so it's not like that'll be an easy chance. An easy thing, but for the team we have going in and the preparation we're going to have going into knowing who we're going to play, I love our chances going in against whoever it is we're playing.
Okay, I will now give the floor to the media. Does anyone have questions? Okay, then, thank you. This is the end of the first half of the press conference. We will be now back soon with the Bishrelt Metal team. Welcome back to the second part of the post-game press conference. We now have with us Bishrelt Metal team coach Evangelos Tsipelis and player Batoik. Evangelos, please share us your comments about the game.
The game for us is very difficult. Okay, we don't have in our team West today, Jimmy. But for me, the most important that we have only 4 points, fast break points, and they have 29 points. They have a lot of turnovers, 15, but with this turnover we have only 2 points. That means for us, we must work about this. We must find the solution to fix everything because we have one more game and we have in front of us in finals from Mongolia League.
Batoik, your thoughts about the game, please.
Эхнээсээ давуу талаа ер нь л алдчихлаа. Тэгээд айлын өндрүүдийг хамгаалж ер нь бол сайн дийлсэнгүү чадхаараа тэгээд туслаад хамгааллаа л гэж бодож байна. Тэгээд айл хурдан тоглоогоор илүү их оноолаа. Тэгээд манайх хурдан тоглоогоор арай багаллаа.
At the start of the game, we lost a little bit of control of the game, and also they had bigger size than us, so that was also one big part of the problem. And also, as coach said, fast break points. We had only just 4 points in the fast break.
I have one question for the coach and the player. How much of a lesson was this experience for Bishrelt Metal as a whole?
How many? I don't listen. Sorry.
Like, how much of a lesson was this experience for the team?
For us, every game it's a new experience. For us, we start together the last 6 months. Every game for us is one new experience. We try to play our basketball. Sometimes we can do, sometimes it's difficult because the opponents they have advantage because they have a lot of imports guys, experienced guys. But for us, I think it's the start of this season, and then the other season we have experience to play better and better.
Okay.
Миний хувьд бол ер нь илүү хүчтэй тоглох ёстой шаардлагатай байна. Эннээс илүү хүчтэй тэгжиж одоо бидэд Монголын лиг манаас 2-1 байгаа финалийн тоглолт тэгээд тэрэн дээр бүр илүү хүчтэй байж ижил финалдаа ер нь авраг авч чадах цаашаа хожил байгуулах гэж ойлгосон.
For me, tonight's experience was, I learned that we have to be stronger and try harder and be better on the basketball court, so that we can overcome also in our National League Championship final series. We're down 1-2, so for me, just about being stronger and harder, trying harder.
Okay. Thank you, Evangelos. Thank you, Batoik. The post-game press conference is officially over. Thank you all.
to avoid